Hey guys, thanks for tuning into my first YouTube video. Let's get straight into it. I'm first prepping Jade's skin with some MAC Softening Lotion, and then I'm going to go in with some Strobe Cream and just apply that all over as her primer. Jade has slightly normal to dry skin, and she has really great skin, and she said that she didn't really want to cover it up with too much foundation or too much coverage. So I'm just using NARS Sheer Glow in the shade Barcelona and just really buffing it into the skin with a flat top foundation brush. Underneath the eyes, I'm just going in with NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Custard. This is one of my favourite concealers. I use it on the majority of people, and I love using it on myself as well. It just gives really great coverage underneath the eyes and on any spots. I'm just setting that as well with a little bit of Hourglass Diffused Light powder just underneath the eyes. It has a yellowish sort of tone to it, so it also helps to brighten up underneath the eye area. I'm applying MAC Mineralise Skin Finish Natural Powder in the shade Medium Tan, just to give her a little bit more coverage but still keeping it really nice and natural. I really like this powder. I don't find it too heavy. I find MAC Studio Fix powder is a little bit heavy, and I really like Mineralise Skin Finish Natural. For Jade's bronzer, I'm using another Mineralise Skin Finish Natural product in the shade Give Me Sun. I'm just using that all around the perimeter of her face, like underneath her cheekbones and the top of her forehead, and a little bit underneath the jaw as well, just to give a little bit more warmth and a little bit more colour to her skin. Another MAC product, I'm going in with Mineralise Blush in the shade Warm Soul. It's a pretty popular colour. It's just a nice neutral. It's not too pink, but it's not too brown. You can tell I really like MAC. I'm going back in with Global Glow highlighter, and I'm going to reapply another highlighter at the very end as well, but that's just to give a little bit of shine to the top of her cheekbones. To start on Jade's brows, she has nice fluffy brows, but we're just going to accentuate that a little bit more by filling them in with a little bit of Coquette through the front of the brow, and then Espresso through the end of her brow. They're both MAC eyeshadows, and then I'm just going in with a clear brow gel and brushing her brows upward a little bit. To prep Jade's eye for eyeshadow, I'm just using the same concealer we used before, and then just going over with a skin tone powder over just to set that. In the crease of the eye, I'm going with Makeup Geek eyeshadow in the colour Tan Lines, and just buffing it into the crease and just blending out so we have no harsh lines. Underneath the eye, I'm going in with that same colour, just with a smaller brush, so it's a little bit more precise, and just blending that in. And I'm just going ahead and doing the exact same on the other eye. This is something new that I've learned. I'm going in with MAC Costa Riche Eye Kohl, just in the outer corner, and then blending it out with like a flat brush, and just blending it out into the outer corner. This just helps to darken the outer corner, so when we put powder on, the depth is already there. You don't have to put heaps of colour and heaps of eyeshadow powder on. The eyeshadow that I'm applying over the top of the Costa Riche eye pencil is the eyeshadow from Makeup Geek in the shade Bitten. It's like a reddish kind of tone. You can see now it looks a lot more red or a lot more burgundy than the other eye that we haven't finished is. And to blend that eyeshadow out, I'm using the colour Sidekick on just a fluffy brush, just to make sure that none of the lines are harsh. Now we're going to pop on a little bit of concealer. So this is I'm using this concealer to kind of brighten up the inside of her eye, or the inside corner of her eye, and then we're going to pop a pigment over the top. The pigment that I used is from MAC. It's the color Tan. It's really pretty. It's just a nice neutral. It's kind of champagne. It's not too gold. It's not too silver. It's a really pretty color. If you want it to be super, super intense, like kind of like a metallic or like a foiled look, you can go in and like spray your brush with Fix Plus or Urban Decay setting spray and then apply it, but I quite liked it how it was. I just went and brushed away any fallout that we had as well, and I'm just deepening the outer corner with a little bit of Americano from Makeup Geek as well, just so it's a little bit deeper on the outside corner, so we have a little bit more depth there. Now onto the under eyes. I'm kind of using the same technique as I did on the top. So I'm going in with that Costa Riche Eye Kohl from MAC, applying that underneath the eye and blending it out. I do end up going on her waterline, on the inside waterline, so you could probably do this now as well. But I'm just popping it underneath the eye and then blending it out and buffing it in with like a fluffy kind of small brush. And then popping on a little bit of that Bitten shade, so that burgundy reddish kind of tone underneath there, and then blending it out again with a little bit of Sidekick from Makeup Geek. This is what I was saying, I went on the inside waterline, so you can do that now or you can do it before, it doesn't really matter. But this is what it's looking like so far. I'm really happy with how the eyeshadows are, so we're just applying some winged liner. I will do a future video and go quite in depth to how I do winged liner, and I can do it on a few different eye shapes as well. But I find the easiest way is to do it in 3 steps. So if you do the liner on the lid, and then look forward and follow the lower lash line and do the wing liner up and then kind of connect that, if that makes sense. I find that the easiest way to do a simple winged liner, but as I said, I can go a little bit more in depth on another video. I'm just applying a little bit of mascara. You can use whatever mascara. I just use the MAC Extended Play. And then I've already applied false lashes. I used the Ardell Demi Wispies, and then also applied a few individual lashes just on the outer corner, so it just made them a little bit longer and a little bit more flared out on the outer corner. And we're just going to let them dry before we go over with any liner. The highlighter, this is my favourite highlighter. This is an Inglot highlighter. It's a Face and Body Sparkle. I'm not too sure what the shade is, but I have a few of them and they're all just as great as each other, so it doesn't really matter what colour you go for, they're all awesome. As I wanted to keep the eyes, I guess the main focus, we're just doing quite a neutral lip. This one is from MAC, it is Viva Glam 2, it's one of my favourite nude lips, it's slightly pink, it's a really nice bridal colour, and going in with Dervish lip liner as well, just to define her lips a little bit more. After that, I'm just giving her skin a spray with some setting spray, and then we'll be done. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed. If you have any suggestions of anything that you would like to see, you can comment below. But if you liked the video, please subscribe and give it a big thumbs up. That would be awesome, and it'll make me so much more motivated to make some more awesome videos. Thank you so much. Bye!